Get ready to blast off with another nostalgic LEGO set coming at you today on Brickscale Studio. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me today. So last week we took a look at sort of an updated set from 1987, and today we're going back even further and we're going to be looking at an updated set from 1979. This is called the Galaxy Explorer. So it's quite an upgrade. The original set only had like less than 400 pieces, and this set has over 1,000. So it's quite the upgrade. So let's get into the build, and then we can talk about it after. Okay, this is the Galaxy Explorer. Obviously, this is not a Lego box. I was able to pick this up. This is a retired set. So I was able to pick this up for a very good price at one of my local Lego resale shops. So that's why it's not in the official box, but it is 100% certified. So it's guaranteed that all the parts are here. But it is set 10497, and there are 1,254 pieces. So this will be the first look at how this comes packaged. I mean, it looks like the bag or the manual is still in the sealed bag, so that's cool. So let's open this box up and see how this is packaged. I mean, okay, all sealed bags. That's very crazy. Like, what? Like, why is this considered used or whatever, like just because it's missing the box? Very strange, but my benefit, like I said, this was a retired set. I got it for $20 off of the retail price when it was not retired. So yeah, this is really great. So if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I definitely recommend checking out BAM Liquidators up in Louisville. Excellent. So it looks like maybe there are 9 bags. Let me get this organized and I'll be right back. Okay, so yes, there were 9 numbered bags. No sticker sheet. So here is the manual. So the first part we get is some information on the set. This is a remake from a set from the 80s, which I talked about in the introduction, so I'm not going to go into that any further, but so here's some information about the original set and the classic revisited. We get a cool timeline of Lego space. And then we have information on the design team. And then we get into the build here. We got our 9 numbered bags. So bags 1 through 4 get us here. And then bags 5 through 9. It looks like we get 4 minifigs. 2 white spacemen, 2 red spacemen. And like I said, there was no sticker sheet. And when I looked ahead in the manual, it looks like they are all printed pieces. So that's amazing. So we do get our red spaceman in bag number 1 with the classic space logo. And that is it. Very simple, just no other printing other than the space logo. But this is classic Lego space. So let's get into bag number 1. Okay, that is it for bag number 1. So looks like we've got to start on the base here. Very heavy Technic base. But yeah, so far so good. So let's get into bag number 2. All right, before we get too deep into bag number 2, I almost forgot we built this little droid in bag number 1. So just a simple little build. So let's move on to bag number 2. Alright, that is it for bag number 2. So again, we just keep working on this base. Also, I have to call out these old-timey steering wheel elements. Oh my gosh, this brings me back. And also too, these kind of striped grill or striped slanted pieces. Very old school. Anyway, let's move on to bag number 3. For bag number 3, we get a white suit spaceman. So again, very simple, just the old-time space logo. And there is a note in the manual. We will get 4 total figures in this set, and they are the same 4 astronauts from the original set, only their helmets have been modified and now have a stronger chin strap. So, good to know. So let's get into bag number 3. Okay, that's the end of bag number 3. So mainly we attached these areas and then worked on this section here. So on to bag number 4. Okay, so we are almost at the end of bag 4, but before I put these tiles on, I just wanted to call out these interesting connections with like the 1x1 brick with that sort of paddle element and the stud that kind of secures these side pieces on. It's a very interesting technique. So anyway, we're going to put these plates on and then move on to bag number 5. Alright, that is it for bag number 4. Alright, for bag number 5, we get another red suit spaceman. And then also, I'm not sure if it's significant, but if we remember in the manual, there was sort of a demarcation between bags 1 through 4 and then 5 through 9. So we are at this stage. We've completed all of this, and now we're moving on to, I guess, the final stage. All right, that was it with bag number 5. I discovered an error that I made with these 2 pieces, so I did fix that. So on to bag number 6. Actually, I just saw another. There we go. So yeah, I did discover an error where I had too many studs coming up and this was not laying in here properly. So we got that fixed. On to bag number 6. That is the end of bag number 6. So here we are. We sort of built up this back area here and added this little angle pieces here. So on to bag number 7. With bag number 7, we get our final astronaut, another white suit astronaut. So let's get into bag 7. Okay, that is the end of bag number 7. I gotta say, there's some pretty genius techniques. Like, this whole thing, like, genius. At first, I was a little dubious, but, see, these clips clip on the little white pieces that we put in there earlier. Very cool. All right, on to bag number 8. All right, that is bag number 8. So we obviously built these 2 pieces, which will be able to close and clip into place and then reopen. Very cool. One thing I want to point out really quick, this piece, this arrow, in the old set, in the manual it says in the older set it was a printed piece, but this is, you use a shield piece and you sandwich it down in behind some other pieces. Cool technique. So let's move on to bag 9. Okay, that is the end of bag number 9. So we have our little rover buddy here, and we built our engines, and we can stow away this guy in here. And it also says that we should be able to, yeah, if we push this down. So first, let's close this back up. We have some landing gear, apparently. So if we put those out, we can set this up. Very cool. Now we can move this, and this just, boom. Come on. So cool. So again, we can pop him back up there. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. So we can pop him back in there. All right. So this is Galaxy Explorer. Let's turn the camera around and take a closer look. This is the completed Galaxy Explorer. So this is an update of a set from 1979. Interesting, it was set 497 in 1979, and the new set, the new updated set, is 10497. So you can see from the blue and the gray and the yellow, classic space color theme. It has that great space Lego space logo on the front. But this is quite an upgrade from the original set. This set contains 1,254 pieces, and the original set, which I'll show a picture of, it contained only 338 pieces. So you can see quite an upgrade. Some of the really cool features that we have are the retractable ramp in the rear for the little buggy. So if we spin this around, these doors will open. Alright, let's put this over here. So we have our little buggy in there, and it might be easier to show if I just turn it a little bit. So what you can do is you just drop this piece, and actually because I have it on this turntable, there we go, drop this piece, and then you can pull this out, and then the little buggy will just come right out. And again, I have it on a turntable, so it normally it would come all the way down, and the wheels would clear and the buggy would just roll right down. But then you could put it back up and then close these doors. So very cool feature there. Another cool feature, if we look in the back again, if we open these back up and remove the buggy, there is a sliding door, so you can slide that closed. Sort of an airlock thing. So we'll put the buggy back in. And then, of course, both of the canopies open. Like so. So this is what it looks like to do a little 360. So very cool. There are even some beds in the back there that we can take a look at. So you'll notice that there's sort of a cutout in the bed there, and that's for the oxygen tanks. So the astronauts can nap in the bed without taking off their oxygen tank. And then we have this little droid that is a cool little mini build. And then if we take a look inside, again, this set contains no stickers. It's all printed pieces. So this is sort of the rear area with the beds. And then here we have the cockpit. And we've got some cool printed pieces there. And then on the side, we have these little compartments that open, that have little tools in them. And then, of course, as I mentioned during the build, these little arrow pieces, in the original set, they were a print piece, but here they are totally brick built, and there's a little shield element that sort of sandwiches between two other pieces to create that sort of arrow effect. Okay, so the Galaxy Explorer also has retractable landing gear. So if we turn this over, you can see we have the landing gear, and this just pushes, these just push in just like so. Wow, talk about an upgrade, right? So another fun kind of little fact, just purely coincidentally, I don't know if anybody has the 2025 Lego desktop calendar. It's kind of a daily thing. You like tear off a page a day, and it has little tidbits of information, little jokes, little build prompts, that kind of thing. But the day after I built the Galaxy Explorer and was starting to edit the video, one of the pages of the calendar directly related to that set. So I'm going to read this to you. So if you see me looking down, I'm reading this to you. Did you know the Lego Space Cruiser and Moon Base, also known as Galaxy Explorer, released in 1979, was set number 497 in the USA? So we did talk about that, 497 and 10497. But back in 1979, it was set 497. If you multiply the 4 digits of the year of the Apollo moon landing, which is 1969, so if you multiply 1 times 9 times 6 times 9, you get 486. And then if you add the number 11, representing Apollo 11, you have 497, which is the set number. Now, what the little sheet doesn't say is if this was just sort of a magically fun coincidence or if they actually planned it to be that. So who knows? But either way, it's a fun little tidbit, and it was a fun set to build, and it looks really great. Let's see, coming up, we have one last spaceship, not next week, but the week after. And it's a newer one, but it's not brand new. It's from the Lego movie. So stay tuned for that. And of course, I mean, Saturday we have Superhero Saturday. Tuesday we're still doing Time Machine Tuesday, but not for very much longer. The DeLorean, we are coming to an end with that, so not much longer with that one, and then we'll be on to something else. You'll definitely have to subscribe and hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss the new build after the DeLorean. But until then, remember, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.